Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Chris Renfro. I'm a hockey goalie coach as well as a personal trainer based out of the beautiful one and only Cincinnati, Ohio. And I wanted to make this quick video in my garage before I go to bed. As you can tell, repping my nice little robe as well as my eye mask. I wanted to make this quick video just about injuries, injury prevention, that sort of thing, as well as, if you are an elite level athlete, if you, plan to play professionally, plan to play in college, plan to just play the best that you can, you're probably going to suffer some sort of, debilitating injury. And it doesn't have to be the end of your career, but just understand, hey, it's just a part of the game. If you are involved in athletics, especially a contact sport like hockey, you're probably going to have like a severe, lifelong issue, unfortunately. And I'm going to share some of my injuries as well as, some of the things that I've seen and dealt with in my history of just playing. So starting off, I had Ostrich Slaughters back when I was like 13, 14 in both my knees. Really debilitating, especially when I was like doing a lot of travel hockey, going to mid-ams, that sort of thing in Columbus. Being in that squat position, just that natural stance, holy fucking hell, hurt like a motherfucker. That actually made me have to take off my 8th grade season when I first made it into like AA hockey. So that was something that really fucking sucked. I remember that whole 8th grade year I was just playing video games. From there, going off into college, I had thank God in high school I was totally fine, but going into college, I had a very serious double partial tear MCL issue. So a guy was coming down on a breakaway, and my buddy Corey comes up behind him and I believe he hooked him or tripped him. They both fall into me, and while I'm in that butterfly, my legs snapped forward, caught the posts, snapped forward, and I tore both my MCLs. Very, very debilitating injury. It was something that I couldn't walk for about a week after. I remember we had a big game coming up after that game, and I was like, fuck it, sucked it up. Wrapped up my legs and hopped back out there to the not to the advice of the doctors. They were just like, hey, you probably shouldn't play hockey, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do that anyways. I don't care. It was a big game. We had a lot of just tons of fans. I think it was like 1,500, 2,000 people coming out as well. It was just, we had to beat this team. It was the University of Kentucky, had to beat them. So I just fucking taped up my legs and hopped out there and played. It was an amazing game, went into overtime, won it, killed it. And then from there, more recently, I developed a very serious concussion last year, actually. I was doing box jumps in the gym, hopped on the box and then hopped down, fell on my ass, and I guess just the shockwave of me falling on my ass, 200 pounds, rattled my head, gave me a very serious concussion. I was out of work, had to cancel all my clients. Just because I was working out, and it was just such a freak accident. And I think that's just what happens, man. If you're in the gym, you're just killing it. You're playing hockey, getting after it, playing, especially with a lot of higher level, faster playing guys. Shit's gonna happen, man. Shit's gonna happen. I've never met a professional athlete or high level athlete in general who doesn't have a serious injury. It's just part of the game. It just happens. You just have to work through it. You have to recover, do your thing. Assuming it's not super debilitating like paralysis or something like that, right? So. From there, I was going to share another anecdotal story, something that is pretty graphic, pretty gory, so hopefully you don't get too freaked out. But I was in a game, I think it may have been a tournament in Atlanta, Georgia. I had a guy shoot the puck, caught it, fell backwards because I didn't know where it was. It just, slipped right out under me, fell backwards, kicked my blades up. There was a kid coming down, he was trying to dig into my blade, trying to dig all around me, trying to get that puck out. Teammate, my buddy Brody, comes up behind him, cross-checks him, and then he cross-checked him down. And when he cross-checked him down, my skate, I felt it go up under his pant leg and just cut right up near his groin. It gave him, I think, like an 8 to 10 inch cut straight down to the muscle. Kid was screaming, crying. Thankfully, I get a 3/8 cut on my blade, so it was super sharp. It just cut straight. No fucking jagged, bloody issues with it. It was just like straight to the muscle. Everyone just put pressure on it, hopped off the bench, put pressure on it, and then taped him up. He was good to go. Went to the hospital, and he was totally fine. But just shit happens, man. Shit happens. It fucking sucks. Be prepared. You might have an injury. Hopefully you don't. I really hope you don't. But that's just, if it happens, it happens. You have to deal with it. A lot of these NHL guys, I think Tim Thomas is a beautiful example of that. When you decide to go to a very, very elite level like the NHL, you have to understand that your whole long-term health, it's like, fuck your long-term health. We need you now. We need the best of you right now. And, whatever happens in the future, whatever we do out here on the ice that really impacts your future life, so too fucking bad. There's too much money involved, too much hustle and grind involved in that area that fuck it. So Tim Thomas, for those of you who know, or don't know rather, suffered a ton of concussions that ended up making him have to retire early. And I mean, he was probably on his way out as well, just because of his old school goaltending. But he retired shortly after that, like 2013 Stanley Cup battle with Vancouver. And I'll actually include a link in the description. I can't remember the entirety of what he went through, but it was essentially like his whole last season of playing, and then once he left, he like couldn't remember anything. He couldn't think. People would talk to him. Like everything was a blur. And if you've ever had a serious concussion, you know exactly how awful that shit can be. And imagine, you know, multiplying that by like 10x, 20x, simply because it's like there's no time off. Like when you're getting paid to play, when you're getting paid millions of dollars, you can't just be like, oh, like, sorry, I'm not gonna make it. So shit happens, man. I'm gonna include a link. I definitely recommend you guys watch that down below. So yeah, just understand that, man. Fucking concussions, bodily injuries, knee issues, shoulder issues, it's just a part of the game. You know, you're probably going to have a serious injury sometime sooner or later. Hopefully you don't, but if you do, just understand, you know, hockey, and I don't even know if it's worth it. I honestly don't know if being a great athlete or performing in the sport is even worth that long-term, you know, injury risk. I mean, maybe it is, I don't know. I think a lot, it can be learned from hockey on a philosophical, like wisdom-based level, but there's a lot of stuff that, you know, can get taken away. So just wanted to leave you guys with that. Can't escape it. Probably going to get injured, but fuck it. We do it anyways. Okay. I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.